Welcome to show 22 of the Cloth Diaper podcast. Today's episode is an interview with Mohammed from Lil Helper Diapers. Podcast is a weekly show dedicated to everything cloth diaper. We talk to cloth diaper brands, retailers, and parents from around the world about their cloth diapering journey. My name is Bailey. I'm the host of the Cloth Diaper podcast. I was and still am a cloth diaper blogger. I work for a cloth diaper brand now, and I do this little passion project on the side because I love talking everything cloth diaper. I'm really excited about today's show. So I have a follower / let's just call her a friend, Leanne, and she is a brand ambassador for Lil Helper, but she's also just like a great Instagram friend of mine, and she really encouraged me to get Mohammed on the phone. She said, you know what, I'd love it if you did this. And Lil Helper has a ton of information on their website. They are completely transparent. And even though I scoured their website and I read and I watched their videos, this conversation with Mohammed from Lil Helpers was amazing. It was gorgeous. It was beautiful. I cried. And I really hope that you enjoy it. Mohammed is one of the two owners of Lil Helper Diapers, which is a Canadian-based cloth diaper company. They have been in the cloth diaper industry for a very long time, and I've actually never tried their diapers, but I did order their starter kit in the month of December, part of their trial pricing, and I will be excited to check it out. In the meanwhile, though, Mohammed does a great little introduction, so I'm not sure if there's anything else I need to tell you. As always, I will have everything in the show notes that you need to know. That's at www.clothdiaperpodcast.com. And if you follow this show for a while, you know that show notes are my least favorite thing to do. So there's like a 50-50 chance they'll actually be released the same day you're listening to this podcast. But go check them out. And that's enough rambling from me.
Nader, my business partner, and I both are aerospace engineers, and we started the company. So we both have a bachelor's and a master's in aerospace engineering. We both worked in the industry. I was making planes for Bombardier Aerospace. It's the largest aircraft manufacturer, one of the largest, third largest aircraft manufacturer in the world. And I worked with them for 3 years, and Nader still works for MDA Robotics, which does space robotics. So on the International Space Station, you see the Canada arm. That is basically designed by Nader's company. Nader has worked on that project. He has worked on the sending projects sending like the Mars rover and things like that. So the guy is Nader still working, hasn't quit his job. I quit my job because I hated it. So Lil Helper was started back in 2009 with Nader and I, and we launched a company 2011, and we've been in business ever since. And I love what I do. I wouldn't change a thing about it. And so right now, even at this point of time, we are in Costco, Toys R Us, Walmart in Canada. So the only cloth diaper to actually go mainstream in Canada, I would think.
I think so, yeah. I've never seen, you're the only brand I've ever seen in any of those retailers.
Yeah. So, and what is unique about us is our products obviously are great, but what makes us unique is how we treat our customers. And that is the integral part of our business, is basically making sure that the business is customer centric, and every business actually says that. Mm-hmm. But we have implemented it in tons of different ways, and it's all when you actually see the business online, see our reviews, see what we've done. So we've created apps for customer service. So if you have a leaky diaper, we have created apps for it. If you have a smelly diaper, then we have created an app for it. So basically it takes you through the whole process of figuring out why something is happening, rather than just giving you these random a one-page solution. Okay, if the fitting is not right, this. So we have taken customer service and elevated it to a different level. With things like, have you heard about a God forbid guarantee, Bailey?
No. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Because I follow you guys on Instagram, so I have
Okay.
seen that. I've seen that. I've seen you mention the God forbid policy, which you want to explain it to somebody
Yeah,
listening.
so something like the God forbid guarantee is one small part of our business, which is back in 2015. There was a customer of ours who was selling her diapers on our buy sell trade group on Facebook, and that time we were a very fairly small company, literally me and one other person in the company. And she was selling her diapers, and she was selling it because she had again. So for anybody who's had lost recently and would like to skip this part, and just giving you a fair warning that this talks about child loss and miscarriages and stillbirths. So if anybody wants to skip this part, please go ahead.
Skip ahead
Anyways,
about 6:30 if you don't want to hear about the story. 7:20 if you want to move past this entire section.
so this customer was selling her diapers because she had a stillbirth, and she wanted to get rid of a few colors because they were more girly. And I was distraught by it just because I knew that customer because we were a very small company. Every order would actually be hand packed by me at that point. So I literally knew all my customers by name. And I told her, don't sell it, don't worry about it, don't sell it, keep the diapers. I'm going to refund the money back to you. And that was basically the spark of the God forbid guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
That was the start of the God forbid guarantee, and now we've made it an integral part of the business where and if you have a loss, if something were to happen during the pregnancy or the birthing process, and you can't use the diapers, God forbid, all you need to do is give Lil Helper a call or email us and tell us, I want to use the God forbid guarantee. And that's it. And we refund your entire purchase amount. You can keep the diaper if you'd like. You can return it back to us, give it to a friend, do whatever you need to do at that point to but the idea the whole concept is that like we let you grieve in peace, not worrying about what to do with these damn diapers.
Yes.
That should not be your concern.
It should not be a concern for any woman.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say in the cloth diaper community, I was looking for conversations about Little Helpers, and your customer service stands out as the reason people love your brand. What you offer to families stands out above. But 10 years ago, the cloth diaper industry would have looked very different. So it's been a big change. Hey.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looked very different. The landscape was very different. But how and it's evolving as we speak, where all of these you see literally every month you hear of a cloth diaper company closing down.
Yeah.
And that is also a kind of a concern. It kind of bothers me in a sense that because because we, especially in Lil Helper, we don't look at our competitors. We don't look at competition as competitors. We look at them as like collaborators. Like, so hopefully somebody else brings people onto the cloth diapering, and if they don't like that choice, maybe they will choose us. And I'm sure it happens with our customers where they try Lil Helper and it's not for them, and they might find a good fit, quote unquote, with somebody else. So it's just kind of disconcerting that so many people are going out of business. But I guess that I think it's an evolving business. It's a new business as well.
Yeah. So it's refreshing to hear you feel that you don't want to feel competitive in the industry. I just took a job with Nuggles Diapers, so I work a little bit for Cheryl, and she also resonates with the same feeling of it's more about collaboration in the industry.
Yes, it is, because we are such a small, like we are literally like we are the Davids at this point of time, and the Goliaths are these huge corporations, and I don't know if we can even, how do we compete with these guys? Like I'm like even Lil Helper right now, we are in all these big stores, but we are a very small outfit.
Is it just you and Natter still, or do you have a few employees that help you out?
No, we have tons of people who work with us. We are around 30-ish people who work with us, but they're all part-time. And this is again a very unique thing about Lil Helper, is everybody who works in the company has been a customer of ours.
So they know your product in and out.
We only now hire customers. Yeah.
Then hopefully they can speak that passion.
No, only then because previously I would hire people outside of the company just to do things, but then I have to instill there to them what Lil Helper stands as for a brand. Like why do we do these things? Why is there a handwritten thank you card in each order that goes out? Why? It's not because I like to do it. It's not because because I want to show my customers the appreciation that we care about the business you're giving us.
Yeah.
But our customers, on the other hand, have been on the receiving end of this kind of customer service. So I don't have to tell them. They already know Lil Helper inside out. They've enjoyed our customer service, and when they come on the other side of the curtain, they can provide the same care for their sisters who are coming in and joining the community.
One of my questions here I have on my list, I think feeds into this, is that about your brand, is that personally I'm really passionate about supporting brands that seek out responsible manufacturing, and on your website I read your story about how you did that, and that relationship that you're building and seeking out the right factory. Could you talk to your manufacturing process and why that might be something listeners or purchasers should be concerned about?
So now the world, I feel, has become flat. There was a time when manufacturers were like these prized commodities, prized possessions, because now I don't know who company A's manufacturer is, or who makes this kind of product for company B. Now you can literally go on Alibaba and find out who makes cloth diapers. Anybody who has an internet connection can go right now and find a cloth diaper or whatever else you want to manufacture in China, Indonesia, Vietnam, where have you. And the problem with that is that you have no idea where the product is coming from or how it is made. It is a transactional process. What I mean by a transactional process is I give you money, you give me a product. I don't know where it's coming from. I can't speak to that process.
Yeah.
And we did not want to do things that way because both Nado and I are conscientious people, and we always thought that if I'm not comfortable putting my child into this product that I make, then I have no business selling it to anybody else. Mm-hmm. I cannot, in good conscience, say, "Hey, buy this product; it's safe. I know exactly how it's made." No, you can't. I can't say that. So that is why we sought out to go and visit factories ourselves, see the process, see exactly how it's done. And now the workshops in China that makes a product, it's not a third-party vendor. They are literally like family. Their kids call me, I'm going to screw this up, Susu, basically uncle. So everybody knows me. I know everybody, all of the workers. So when I go there, I'm eating with people in the factory. Their factory is beautiful. Like in the sense, it's actually beautiful. Where lunch is served to them. Breakfast is served. Lunch is served. They have a siesta time. They bring in kids, and they have a little kind of like a little, what do you call it? Like a little daycare where a couple of grandmas look after the kids, and then they'll call them when it's feeding time, kind of like when they want to feed or something. And so these women will go down, feed their kids, come back up to work. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Man, I mean, I wasn't sure what you were going to tell me, but that was not what I was expecting today.
So this is so gorgeous. I can speak to it because I've also become a part of this process, because I've also told you, hey guys, why can't we do this? Or we don't have the funds for it. Okay, so what if I gave you a little bit of the funds and you put in a little bit of the funds, and then we can do this? Because I want it this way. Because I'm comfortable selling this product coming from this place where I know it starts off in a happy spot.
Yeah.
Can you imagine these products being made where people are not paid well, and there people are doing it under these conditions that are not kind, or even nobody wants to come to work and they're just doing it for a paycheck? I seriously, I would rather not do business that way.
Yeah.
You can give the product to me for free and I don't care about it.
Yeah.
So we do not, even right now, like there's a video that I made not too long ago that says that we're talks to the point like why I rejected working with a factory to make trainers, these reusable trainers.
Yeah, cloth trainers.
Yeah. So for one simple reason, you want to guess at the reason what it could be?
The factory wasn't. I'm just assuming that it wasn't up to it wasn't that community in the factory. Hey,
No, they didn't have soap in the washroom.
they didn't have soap. Yeah.
And I had spent months and hours working with the factory, figuring it out, how to do this and that. And in the end, was basically there was no soap in the washroom, and there was only one washroom in the entire workshop.
Yeah.
And it could be a cultural thing where they don't wash their hands after they use the washroom. And again, I'm nobody to judge their culture. Again, I'm not comfortable doing business with a factory that does not, with the people who do not wash their hands when they're making a product, which is so intimate.
Mm-hmm. It's so intimate of a product.
As somebody who is paying money to get a product manufactured, then I have the right to walk away saying that I'm not comfortable doing this. Whatever that culture is, it's not for me to point out it's right or wrong, but I'm not comfortable doing business that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Fascinating. Also, gorgeous. I love hearing your story about your manufacturing. And 10 years ago, right, you would have been introducing one of the first modernized cloth diapers into the industry, right? There wasn't...
No, not true. No, not really.
Well, one of the first there wasn't much, was there? Not to the extent that there is today.
There were Bum Genius.
Okay.
The Bum Genius was there.
Fuzzy Buns.
Fuzzy Buns was there.
Things have really changed and evolved, but at that time, it wasn't nearly the same extent,
Yeah.
hey?
So, and again, we kind of sought to make cloth diapers not only easy, simple, but approachable.
Yeah.
Less intimidating. So when you look at our website, everything is there. There's no selling. We don't sell products. Like even right now, I'm a crappy salesman. So even when I go out and do a show once in a while, these people who tell, okay, now after you give them how to do the spiel, now you close the sale. And I would say, like, why do I need to close the sale? If they want it, they'll buy it. If not now, then tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then maybe in a month's time. Why do I need to close the sale? Because I don't like being pressured into it. And why would I do something to somebody else that I don't like being done to me?
Yeah. I was thinking earlier in the conversation, I had popped up the question in my head of where did you get your customer service skills, being in aerospace engineer background, but obviously you don't have the sales background. So what inspired you to be, is this just like a family upbringing to be this amazing customer service?
It's actually, I have tears in my eyes right now, but I'll tell you this story. When I was growing up, my dad has a surgical shop in India. Mm-hmm. So what surgical means actually is they sell like home healthcare products.
Okay.
And people would come into the store and buy wheelchairs and walkers and things like that. So basically, they're coming into the store when they're not at the best point in their lives, right? Because why would you need one of those things? Somebody has been injured or they're at home recovering, whatnot. Mm-hmm. And they would come into the store, and my dad, there would be these people around him. He owned the business, and he would talk very rudely to the customers. My dad would. And as a child, I would go to the store a lot. And I would always, and I asked my dad one day when I had the courage, because my dad was a very strict man, would speak very little to us and things like that. Kind of old school kind of a guy. But he was a softie, I knew, because I would see him, like, if you watch a movie, he'd be the first one to cry and things like that. So I knew he was a softie at heart. And I would tell him, Dad, like, why do you speak to these guys this way? They are your customers. I say, I don't want to be attached to them too much, because I can't, because if they tell me their story, then I'm too attached to them. And I can't do business that way. Does that make sense to you?
No.
So basically, these people, some of them were poor. And India is not at least in the 90s, it was not a rich country. Now we are okay, doing okay. So people would sometimes come and say, they don't have money for do this, can you reduce the price? And he would basically build this wall around himself so people would not talk to him. And I always thought if and when I would have a business, I would do it very differently.
Yeah.
So if somebody talks to me even right now, if somebody emails me and tells me, oh, I'm in this position, I can't do this, I'm going to give them the product for free. And I do it still to this day. But I instead of what he did, I want to do it the other way around, where I want to be Lil Helper is a vulnerable company. You want to scam us? I'll show you 10 ways how you can scam us right now.
Kill them with kindness right back at you.
Yeah, and if you want to do it, it's upon you. You can sleep well at night doing that. So even right now, if people who see the company from outside, when I tell them about the God forbid guarantee, and I tell them all they need to do is call us and or email us and tell us they want to use the God forbid guarantee. So, and the first question they ask me is, how do you know whether they are telling the truth? I don't care.
No.
I don't care if they're telling me the truth. If somebody is lying to me about their child dying, then they really, really need that money.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do any kind of checking on my end. It's upon them. And I'm sure people have lied about it, but
that's not for you to worry about at the end.
I don't care. I sleep like a baby at night. And that's how the business is. I tell everybody, do not do anything that will not let you sleep at night.
That great advice. And I think one of the things I also want to talk about was you donate one diaper for every 3 bought, correct? Is that part of this passion, this story of yours of giving back?
And again, this part was like, how do we make cloth diapering more accessible? And I think, to tell you the truth, I feel that part of our business, that the donation part of the business, the baby diaper part, I think that hasn't worked well.
No,
I don't think it works well, and I think we're going to stop it very soon.
Yeah, fair enough, and that evolves, right? And you learn.
And that evolves, and we've always kind of had this thing that we are no geniuses. We kind of do our best, and we come up with the best thing that we know at this point of time.
Yeah.
And we are going to evolve the business.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not married to anything. If you tell me tomorrow, you know what, I have found 3 materials that work better than the materials you were using, I'm going to see it, I'm going to check it, and I'm going to adapt to it. I'm not married to anything.
On that kind of leads to one of my questions here was you guys just recently introduced a bamboo insert, right? Like in the last couple of years? No,
a bamboo insert. So we started, our original offering were 3 types of distinct diapers: the charcoal diaper, the bamboo diaper, and the cotton diaper.
Okay.
And we found out that the charcoal was by far the most popular, so we pared down our choices to only the charcoal, and the bamboo is an additional option if you want.
Okay.
So the kind of bamboo insert that is available right now is newish, but we always had a bamboo insert. So again, the product evolves, right? We make the product, we change the product as we find better alternatives to making it, like better alternatives to the materials, to the construction process. So the bamboo insert has always been there.
Okay.
Lately it has taken a different different avatar, but I don't know if you're talking about the bamboo insert or the bamboo boosters.
Well, one of the biggest complaints that I was seeing on the web about your diapers is that you primarily used a microfiber insert that people were getting frustrated with. So I was just wondering when the bamboo, but then I was on your website and I noticed that you had a bamboo product. So I was kind of wondering.
So we've always used microfiber with our diapers.
Yeah.
But since the beginning, we never had microfiber exposed.
Yeah, it's wrapped, right?
It's always wrapped because I don't like how it feels against the skin.
No, yucky.
So we've always had that, and we've been open about it, and there's whatever we do, we keep an open slate about it. So even if you go to our YouTube channel, I open each and every product up that we have, and I show what's inside, how we manufacture it. Each and every product. There's no exception. So I want my customers to be a part of this process. I want engaged customers. We are not selling a product. I'm not saying buy, and then boom, we're out. You're out, I'm out. So we want our customers to be engaged with us. Every product is evolving. We do our best to put out a product in the market, and with feedback, we change it.
Gotcha.
To give you an example, we introduced a breast pad.
Mm-hmm.
We've got excellent feedback for it, but a lot of moms were telling me that it works great for the day, but in the night, because they are not, if they are not feeding, and they are obviously, then they leak through. Then they need something to basically give them more absorption during the night, and the coverage is not enough for women who are big chested.
Yeah.
For the lack of a better word.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So we need another solution for that to address that problem. So we evolved. We got we got feedback from our customers and made them an overnight breast pad. So we're always evolving. Our products are not perfect. Nothing is.
You mentioned charcoal bamboo, and I just know charcoal as being something kind of gimmicky.
So charcoal bamboo, again, that's a misnomer. Charcoal bamboo is not a good way of actually calling it. So we do not call it charcoal bamboo.
Okay. So what should I? What is it? What should I?
In actuality, so we call it charcoal fabric.
Okay.
There's no, when you test the material, there is no discernible bamboo in it, because bamboo is just you think of it as like a coloring agent. It is less than 0.5%, and anything that is in a material is less than 0.5%, you can't put it on the kind of the ingredients. Okay. So it's almost like a coloring agent. The amount of charcoal bamboo that goes into the making of the material is almost like a coloring agent.
Okay.
But it gives it the property of stay dry, hypoallergenic, all of that. But so you can't actually, when you say bamboo, then you are saying, oh, it's like almost calling like a sandwich, chicken sandwich, and there's literally like one tiny piece of chicken in it. Okay, so why are you calling it a chicken
sandwich? It's just a charcoal insert, and the charcoal is just a coloring agent. Is that what I'm understanding?
You think of it like a coloring agent, only that much is actually in there.
Okay.
But so think of it like when you make a pot of stew, you have like maybe a 2-liter pot of stew, but how much salt are you putting in there?
Not very much. Yeah.
Not very much. It's probably 2 or 3 pinches, right? So that is the amount of charcoal bamboo that actually goes into the manufacturing of the material.
So then it's just a fleece?
Yeah, it's basically a fleece.
Okay.
So that's why we do not call it charcoal bamboo. Anybody who calls it charcoal bamboo, either, again, I hate to say this, either is lying or they don't know the product.
Probably they just don't know the product.
Like
was my mistake here. And why do you think this is one of your most popular products? You mentioned that earlier.
Again, because I think we've listened to our customers. We've listened to our customers where our customers told us it's a good product. We didn't realize it was a good product in the start. It was one part of our offering. So, and then customers would only come back for the charcoal, saying it solved their baby's diaper rashes and it helped them. It doesn't smell as bad as the other diapers and all of that. I'm like, okay, we are really onto something.
So you just run with it.
We listen. Hearing and listening are two different things. Hearing is okay. It's like almost like a passive way of doing things. Okay, I hear you. Mm-hmm. But so even like right now, the way this interview is going, you are not hearing me, or you're listening to me. You are actively hearing me. So you don't have a list of prepared questions and you're just rattling them off and I'm answering them and then moving on. So you are basically, you have your list, but you are still listening to where the conversation is going and you're picking up on it. So that is what we do with our customers as well. I don't know if you know this, but my cell phone number is published everywhere. I give it to each and every one of my customers, to my Costco customers, to my Walmart customers, to my Toys R Us customers. Each and every one of my customer has my personal cell phone number. And the purpose is that if something goes wrong, call and yell at me. This keeps me on my toes as well, because I am now directly answerable. I'm not behind some shield like my dad had created between himself and his customers.
So, but how does that impact your family life? How does that impact your day-to-day life? Do you find that you're...
So this is not, so Lil Helper is not something, this is not a job. This is what I do.
Okay.
And my family understands it. My family supports it. Sophia, so I don't know, again, our daughter Zara is visually impaired. So we had decided, so Sophia decided, my wife decided she's going to stay at home and be the stay-at-home parent with Zara.
Mm-hmm.
And as it happened, basically I quit my job and I stayed back at home as well. And I am here, but if a phone call comes at 10 o'clock in the night and the phone is next to me, I'm going to walk out of the bedroom and answer the call and talk to my customers. Because when you take money from a customer, that's not only money. It's not, we do not treat it as a transaction. It is a contract, a promise that you make to them that I'm going to take care of you.
A relationship. You're building relationships.
Yeah, that money is just basically a way to kind of feed the beast, but it's more than that. And we take it as an obligation to do the right thing.
And you find that it doesn't impact your family life. You're still able to be...
No, I don't think it does. If anything, it makes it actually basically our whole business revolves around. Our whole life in a way revolves around Lil Helper. Our business, Lil Helper, is me. I am Lil Helper.
Yeah, this is exactly why Leon's been bugging me to get you on the phone and hear your story. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. This is my favorite story I've heard in months. I don't have any other questions for you. Thank you, unbelievably so, for sharing your story. You guys are so open on the internet, like on your website. I was like, I don't know what else I'm going to learn from Mohammed today, but
actually, I don't think I told you anything new in a way. All of everything. It'll say even like how I'll tell you this thing. Maybe there's a video that I made about it. Even how we quit, how I was allowed to quit my job.
Mm-hmm.
That feeds into the whole how the trust issue is not only with our customers. We have trust amongst ourselves as well. So Nader and I both had jobs which paid equal amount of money to us. So obviously, and the Lil Helper at that point was not making enough money to kind of pay my salary. So we said that, okay, one person has to quit their job to actually make sure that Lil Helper is working well.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, you know what? Let's both of us quit it so we have the same amount of risk. But then there's not enough work for two people. And plus, who's going to feed our families? So I was the person who was more kind of unhappy at my job. So we decided, again, this was my dad's suggestion, that one of you quit your job and the other person pays the one who quits his job half his salary.
Yeah.
So I quit my job. Nader paid me half his salary after taxes in cash every month on the 30th. And he did that for 1.5 years to actually make the company sustainable.
You have an amazing relationship with Nader, hey?
Yeah. So,
yeah.
So I give this as an example of our trust with each other.
Yeah.
Nader takes out $10,000 from the bank and tells me, hey, Mohammed, I took the $10,000, I was going to go and buy X amount of things for the company, and I lost the money. I would not doubt for a second that Nader is telling me the truth or no. I would be mad at them for being stupid enough to lose the money, but I would not doubt for a second that he actually lost the money.
Yeah.
He's telling me the truth.
That's a beautiful relationship and an amazing friendship, like to have found somebody in your life like that, right? Yeah.
Even right now, as I'm talking about it, I'm like, I'm crying.
Yeah, I just listening to your story of that relationship is just incredible. I think that's something we all yearn for in another.
Yeah. No, it's and we not to say that we fight and we
Well, yeah, that would come with a relationship.
Yeah, it comes. We're basically not a Sophie all this, Sophie my wife all this, and now is your first wife.
Sounds like it. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, you guys are so open to everything on the web. But you know what? Sometimes sharing a story a different way through voice or through a podcast has a lot of power too.
No, and really, actually, to tell you the truth, I've done these things a few times, but this has also been kudos to you for actually having a beautiful, open way of communicating and being prepared. Our YouTube channel is pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
It's for entertainment first, information later. So do that.
Well, thank you so much. Have a great day and a great holiday season. Enjoy
And Merry Christmas to you, Bailey, and I'll hopefully talk to you soon.
Okay, if you didn't cry like I did, I don't know if you're human. You guys, that was a beautiful story, and I am so glad that I listened to my dear friend Leanne for kicking me in the pants to get Mohammed on the phone, because, oh man, guys. And now you know, every time someone accuses Lil Helpers for being a cheapy, write-off, rebranded cheapy, you can kick them in the pants, because this brand is so much more than anything that anyone assumes just by looking at the product. It is a love story, a passion product, something that a lot of heart and soul and dedication goes into every day. And I had to run out and buy a set myself. So I've got a Lil Helpers in the wash right now. I've been trying to figure out when to use it because we're not really using a lot of diapers with hashtag team potty training. So who knows? If you would like to be on the Cloth Diaper Podcast, just send me an email, bailey@clothdiaperpodcast.com. I'm always looking for new guests, whether a retailer, brand, regular mom, someone who knows something about textile manufacturing, somebody who knows something about overseas manufacturing, CPSIA, tons of topics related to cloth diapering that I'm always looking for guests and recommendations on. You can follow the Cloth Diaper Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and join our Cloth Diaper Addicts group. I am also going to encourage you to hit that subscribe button to your whatever you're listening to this on, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Thanks for joining me. Bye.